You and me are listening to Real Radio.
Yeah, the third episode already of Real Radio. My name is Vensta.
My name is Muts.
And this is a new tune by myself, which is out now on Real Audio. You are listening to the first sounds of Horace, which is a little minimal roller I made for the Ready For Change EP out now.
And later on, an interview with Vensta himself.
All right, my friend.
Turn your radio on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Horace?
Yeah.
Turn your radio on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you, and good travels to you.
Yeah, so that was Horace, which is out now on Real Audio. I got a lot of inspiration and also help actually from Koherent. I am part of their Patreon, and they kind of helped me out with the mixdown of that track. Up next, the masters themselves, Koherent together with Wingz and Satisfy. Absolute banger, madness.
Take you down. No place could begin to ascend.
Okay, up next, it's not a stopping train. It's DLR with Trying to Get This Money, out now on Sofa Sound. Classic Sofa Sound.
Hey yo, I'm trying to get this money. It's nothing like. I'm trying to get this money. I'm trying to get this money. It's nothing like. I'm trying to get this money. I'm trying to get this money. It's nothing like. I'm trying to get this money. Stacking the cake makes rainy days sunny. One lump sum, blue chips and checks so I can play. Rainy day sunny, one lump sum, blue chips and checks so I can play. Trying to get this money. Stacking the cake makes rainy days sunny. One lump sum, blue chips and checks so I can play.
Moving on, more UK sounds from a Dutch producer actually on a British label. This is Waeys together with Pavan on Critical Music with Vision. Some good old 140 BPM grime to lose your brains to in a club somewhere in your head that does not exist yet, but will soon. It's all in your vision.
Vision. Get in that vision. Like what I don't need your permission. Get in that vision. Like what I don't need your permission. Yeah, what you thought? They must have put something in the water. Everything nice, fit, medical grade. Chemical beat, that's me in the corner. Vision, that's me in the spot. Like what I don't need your permission. Let me beat this up one time. Top producer, this one come like Medusa. This was a baseline abuser. Now we don't deal with time, waste the loser. Cruiser in the 90s Camaro, top down 50, sweep that Manuka. Stack that Panini, stack that Faluda, P that physical backfire diffuser. This one menacing, got mentioning off the wave, no pressure. Badge when it's done, just sent me the rhythm. Third eye bless the whole thing with pleasure. This a top shelf booster, juice for your big rig system stressor. Sam, I need your attention, please. Been done telling these fools I'm a vessel. Yeah, what you thought, what you thought? They must have put something in the water. Everything I spit, medical grade. Chemical beat, that's me in the corner. That's me in the spot. Like Orca, don't need your religion. Let me beat this up one time. Sit up on the rhythm, still get a nap, get a nap. Yeah, what you thought, what you thought? They must have put something in the water. Everything I spit, medical grade. Chemical beat, that's me in the corner. That's me in the spot. Like Orca, don't need your permission. Let me beat this up one time. Sit up on the rhythm, still get a nap, get a nap. Get a nap vision. Like Orca, don't need your permission. Get a nap vision. Like Orca, don't need your permission. Yeah, what you thought, what you thought? They must have put something in the water. Everything I spit, medical grade. Chemical beat, that's me in the corner. That's me in the spot. Like Orca, don't need your permission. Let me beat this up one time. Top selector, this one bust up your sector. Your sound under the weather, got the game under my thumb, no member. Tempo deep in the bounce's temper. Roxy, Amsterdam, back to rumba. BPM, lifestyle and genre. 140, that's a block club mantra. Yeah, what you thought, what you thought? They must have put something in the water. Everything I spit, medical grade. Chemical beat, that's me in the corner. That's me in the spot. Like Orca, don't need your religion. Let me beat this up one time. Sit up on the rhythm, still get a nap, get a nap. Yeah, what you thought, what you thought? They must have put something in the water. Everything I spit, medical grade. Chemical beat, that's me in the corner. That's me in the spot. Like Orca, don't need your permission. Let me beat this up one time. Sit up on the rhythm, still get a nap vision.
Yes, here we go. The next tune is a personal favorite of mine from recently. It's Orca by Need for Mirrors. It's from the Orca EP, out now on Zoltar.
Yeah, it's very specific sound he always has with those thumping bass sounds, those plucky bunks. And up next we have a tune from a very lengthy LP with various artists on Overview Music, one of my fave labels really. Notequal and Yotuza with Spicy Empanada. Quite a heavy neuro tune. They usually bring out under Sinful Maze, is where I got to know these two producers. Really, really heavy sounding drum and bass. I love it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for some real
talk.
Real talk. We need a jingle for this shit.
Real talk. La la la.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in again. It's awesome to have such a great community, and this section is a little bit of a tribute to that community, and to see what is happening and going on within the community. One thing, Playful actually reached out to me recently saying like, well, maybe we can collaborate more on this radio thing and make things happen. So that got me thinking, maybe some of you listeners that are also producers and that make music would be open to produce some jingles and some little shouts and stuff. Because you just heard Sander and myself do Real Talk.
Just improvising a little bit, but that's not really gonna fit in.
So yeah. If any of you guys would be open to do some jingles, we would love to hear it. We might even drop a little announcement in the DJ Producers channel on our Discord. If you're not a part of the Discord server yet, be sure to join. It's discord.gg/IA.
Don't come in expecting to see artificial intelligence shit, because we don't do that.
What we do in this server, though, is, we just talk, have a good time. It started, of course, as a little pastime during COVID times, where we would listen to music together and do DJ sets together. But at this moment, one of the things that is really active is the DJ producers area. This is really also where the whole idea started to start our own label, which is Real Audio. So yeah, just get in there, ask for feedback, show what you're up to, what you're creating, and get involved in what we're doing, because that's really where it all starts with every release of Real Audio, and we're really proud of that. So about that channel, I may throw a little announcement in there asking if anybody would be down for a little
jingle
making session to see if you guys can get some experience in doing something quite different from what you probably usually do. I've made a couple of them for Real Radio already, but I would just love to make this whole Real Radio thing a more community-based thing, and to see if any of you guys got your magic producer wands and make some crazy jingles for different segments that Real Radio has. So I was thinking about having one for Real Talk, which is this segment where we talk about what we are up to. And also one jingle for The Classic, which is a tune that is at least 5 years old, to have like a little shout or something about...
Something that explains what The Classic is and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and that just hypes up like the little segment in the radio show. So yeah, that's something that will go down.
Surprises.
Yeah, surprises. Then, other things we've seen in the community, we're also looking at different communities today. RDMB, so Reddit's subreddit for drum and bass, and then the Discord. Can we make it more complex? It's
RDNB Discord.
RDNB Discord, yeah. The Discord Reddit Discord. Anyway, great community, a lot of activity always there. I love it there. And they're doing another stream marathon featuring a lot of familiar faces, and maybe for some of you guys not as familiar faces. A lot of these people also stream on our own channel, and now they're doing another marathon, which is like essentially just a big raid train with a lot of DJ sets going on their respective channels.
Yeah, and one of them even played on Liquidity.
Yeah, he really did. Yeah, which is really awesome.
Nebula Gang.
That was Nebula. Yeah, that was Nebula. Yeah, the Nebula stage, the little stage over there. Yeah. It's starting today, actually, in a few minutes. Iconic is gonna kick it off, and it's gonna be wicked. After that, we got Nans. Then we got Oglogug. I hope I didn't butcher your name. After that, I will play a set myself, and after that, we'll have set DJ that actually made it to Liquidity Festival this year, Leonard Hoffman. Then the second day of the marathon is on Sunday, 1st of October, which is a week later. Then kicking it off regular on EIA, Serenity is kicking it off. And then we have at 6 o'clock Jamie. At 7 o'clock we have Yoxt. And then at 8 o'clock we have... I really hope I don't butcher your name. Please don't take it personal if I do. I'm gonna try a few iterations of this name, and we'll find out which one works best. Iedici. Iedici. I'm so sorry.
Iodice.
Iodici.
I don't know.
Yeah. Always killing it with crazy ass jump up, and she has a great setup as well. It's always a pleasure seeing her stream because... damn, all the lights and all the pretty stuff. It's a really cool setup. And then killing it in the evenings on Sunday, the 1st of October. The very last set of that night will be Triddy at 9 o'clock. All times are in bullshit time +1. Also known as UTC +2. But we like to call it Central European summertime. Yeah, that's the one.
Is it still summertime then?
Or is that like Central European Standard Time?
No, it's summertime.
It's summertime, right?
Yeah.
Because it's Central European time is the normal time, which is winter time.
Yes.
Okay. We hope you guys are not as confused as we are. Anyway, so yeah, stream marathon going on from today. Go check it out. Tune in. Woo!
We'll probably raid.
Yeah, now we're going into the next tune, which is another 4 on the floor banger. We might need a jingle for that as well. Yeah, baby. So this is Body Ocean with Break You Off. Some of you may know, some of you may not know. Body Ocean is comprised of 2 members of Jeremy and Nick. And Jeremy is in The Upbeats, and Nick you may know as Sleepnet or as former member of Noisia. But this is their house project, and this track is called Break You Off on Box of Cats, and it fucking slaps.
You in the face. Up next, a very, very frantic tune. It's also called Frenzy. It's by Keeno and Vio.let. Out now on Keeno Music. And it's a banger with a violin. Alright, up next, the classic, as suggested by Soundrone. It's Black Sun Empire and DK with Bullet in the Head. It's from 2008, and it's an absolute neurobanger.
That bullet was fired point blank, right into his skull. Into his skull.
Real Radio.
Yes, welcome to the interview. Normally, Vensta himself does the interviews, but as we are interviewing Vensta, that would be weird. So now I'm doing it. Hello, Vensta, welcome.
Thank you kindly. As we're recording this, we're sitting in your home studio, a little office setup. So yeah, thank you for having me.
Yes, you're very welcome. Your first solo EP has just released last Friday, I should say. It's called Ready For Change. What is the change?
Damn. Well, in life, you're going through changes all the time, but for this particular track and this EP in general, it got quite personal. I've been postponing on actually releasing music myself for way too long, for insecurities, for whatever reasons I could imagine, whatever fears I was clinging on to. And I've kind of decided to let go of those, and simultaneously I started writing this track back in December last year, when I was still heavily in problems with alcohol, which I am quite open about. It does still feel weird to do that in an interview as well, I have to say. But
I can imagine, yeah.
But everybody has their troubles, and I feel like you know more alcoholics than you actually actively know.
Oh yeah.
And the good thing is that I can now say that I have been clean ever since, and that I'm actually closing up on 9 months of sobriety. Ready for Change is actually a little bit of a tribute to the process, a tribute to this new way of life and these new people I've been meeting along the way while writing this tune, really, because the weird thing is that the weird warbly bass sounds were something I actually made drunk, and the rest around it, the entire writing process and the actual mix-down process of everything is all afterwards, and is all happened during this period of my life where I've been getting my shit straight, getting my ducks in a row, really. And it's really become quite a special tune because of that, because I've been going through changes throughout writing this tune, and I remember dropping a very early version already in February when we were at Nick's place, at Regular Surface's place, and we were dropping some tunes that would come out later this year. Yeah, at the label launch, yeah. So now it's finally here, and I have definitely changed throughout a couple of months, more rigorously than I've done before, but it's still ongoing, and I feel like that's also the lesson I've taken in the past half year, and that's also reflected throughout this tune somehow.
Yeah, and I can definitely say that you are ready for change, and you are absolutely embracing it. So,
thanks.
Another track, A New Face, is one you've been working on for a very long time. Obviously, I think has it been more than 2 years? Or?
Absolutely, yeah. This is from early 2021. A New Face, I actually made in quite a short period of time, and it was the first time I actually finished the tune, and I was like, yes, this is it. I got the sound I want, and I feel like I'm ready to start putting stuff out. Whatever happened in the meantime that made it take 2 years, we could talk for hours about that, but that's not necessarily what it's about. The fact is that it now came to fruition, and actually in the past couple of months, working up to the release of this EP, some things actually still changed about this track. The first inspiration for this was, I was thinking like a lot of this dark, deep energy drum and bass really comes from places of deep, dark emotions. So I remember Gridlock saying once that neurofunk, or like this dark drum and bass, is the erotization of anxiety. So like playing with fear, which is actually quite similar to making horror movies. So I really tried to get a theme that's about fear and my own fears. And one of these fears is like this dystopian world we're slowly, I feel like, headed towards. Maybe I'm paranoid, but where you cannot tell a reality from fiction because of technology. And specifically, this tune was based around the developments I saw back in those days in 2021 around deepfake technology, and seeing how good it was getting. And for those who don't know, deepfake technology just basically lets you get a new face or a face of someone who is famous, or a face of someone who is maybe not so famous, but of whom you have enough data to replicate their face. And you can only imagine what kind of dark things you could do with that by forging evidence against someone, which is really dangerous. So it is about deep hidden fears from within me that I don't often talk about, but I try to kind of turn into music, and I think it turned out pretty well. I mean, it's not like the story is written all over the track, but like I try to emulate it with these bit crushing effects, which sound very digital, and I had them on several instances or several tracks within the project, and I would like modulate them like towards the drop, like you can hear them slowly downsampling, which gets this weird gritty effect of. It's just, I really love that noise, and that's kind of how I try to paint a picture of a dystopian world.
Yeah, I can say it absolutely. It hit home. It's it does make you feel the anxiety you wanted to portray, if I say so myself. So that's the second tune. Well, it's the first from the EP, but
yeah.
It's two tunes with very heavy themes and very personal as well. And then you also have, I think, in my opinion, it's very lighthearted, and that's Horace.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, and so, like, how did you balance that?
Yeah, I don't know if it's about balancing. I feel like what happened with Ready for Change is that the whole EP turned out to become just like this statement, like, okay, if it's not gonna happen now, it's never gonna happen. So I'm gonna put out these tracks I've been working on, and that's the reason it's quite a varied collection of tunes. I feel like they all represent a part of the sound I like doing. But yeah, Horace is a lot more playful, way more like making a fun roller out of a certain theme. And this was just a little vocal sample that started the track, which was like this vocal radio thing, which I actually snipped out of a live broadcast myself, where people could call in with the radio host, and one of these guys, this Horace dude, apparently still had his radio turned on, which causes interference, which causes a feedback loop because he is on the phone and at the same time he's hearing himself through the radio, which causes feedback. And that's why the presenter says to him, Horace, turn your radio off.
I always thought he said, turn the radio on.
No, he says, turn your radio off.
Oh, okay.
Yep, yeah. So that's kind of just the only little bit of audio that started the whole thing. And what I tried to do with it was make some kind of dial-up sound, or whatever you would call it. And yeah, that's those little mid sounds that you hear on the build-up with the little bubbly kind of stuff. So that's kind of how I try to play around the theme. And it's just a fun, lighthearted tune. Nothing much about it.
Yeah, okay. And then, the final track, obviously, it's snooping around, and you described it yourself as a little spy movie like thing. I can hear that in there. It's different. It's not drum and bass, obviously. So that's also a nice showcase of what you can do more. And describe, how did that pop into your brain? Like,
well, that's a fun thing, art is sometimes in the eyes of the beholder, and this was not what I wanted to, or what I had in mind with it. This is something that Housebreaker came with.
Really?
I was working on the tune, and we were just talking music and sending projects back and forth, and I sent it to him, and he just came up with this description that's also like in the little promotion text we have for this tune. And he came with this whole scene of somebody in plain clothing going through cabinets and searching for hidden documents in some high-level security facility. And that just came from him, and that was just what he visualized with the music I was making, which is really cool. That's something. And I also, directly for me, that tune just turned into that. For me, what started the track was, I wanted to make something that was kind of future garage like Burial used to make, because I really love his stuff. Hugely influential producer for myself. Absolutely listened so much to his album Untrue, which is a classic staple for me. And I kind of just wanted to explore that sound. I've been playing with it on and off, and this project was the first time that everything just clicked. And actually it turned out very different from what Burial makes, because I added way more musical instruments, focused way more on the chord schemes and little counter melodies and stuff. especially on the second drop with the little ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. But I'm really glad about how it turned out. So yeah, I think it's really the melodic parts that really give it that we're watching a spy movie vibe. And it's just great to discover some new sonic territories besides drum and bass, because why not?
Yeah, why not?
And I think it rounds off the EP very nicely, to not just keep rolling all throughout the whole thing, and just have this little oasis of spacious vibes and vinyl crackles at the end of the EP.
Yeah, it's very nice. Okay, so I think that concludes the interview, and we're gonna end the interview, of course, with a song from the EP, and it's gonna be Ready for Change. So thank you, Rolf, Vensta, and thank you all for watching, listening. Here is Ready for Change.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm really proud to put this out there. I'm really thankful for everybody who supported me along the way, and that very much includes you, Sander. Without you, this wouldn't have happened. And without all of you out there, this wouldn't have happened.
accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know difference.
Serenity,
moving on with Moytra and Trinist. Out now on Neksus is False Motion. We actually had Trinist over for one of our events past Halloween.
Almost a year ago.
Yeah, almost a year ago.
Yeah,
shit.
man, what the hell?
It was absolutely epic. This dude has such an intense energy on the decks. Here it is. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. With that, we've come to the close of the third episode of Real Radio. We would like to remind you that you can always support us through donations or by buying our music, which can be done on Juno Download, Beatport, and iTunes, for instance. Just search for Real Audio. Thank you guys for tuning in. We love you. Onwards to the next one.